Hi there, everybody. We have some new information for you on this Saturday morning about the rest of your weekend in terms of especially Sunday and Monday's flooding potential. So what's staying the same is that we still have a first warn in place for your Saturday for hazardous heat in the afternoon, but then also afternoon isolated thunderstorm potential. The changes in the new information that we have for you on this Saturday morning is that Sunday and Monday are now first warn weather days for an increased chance to see flooding concerns both days, but predominantly Sunday night into your Monday morning. That's when the highest flooding concern lies and the heaviest of rainfall looks to fall, on top of a previous round of rain that will swoop in late tonight into your Sunday morning. So for that reason, the National Weather Service does have that flood watch in place until Monday morning. This is an area that covers most of our area, but something that we will have to watch more isolated areas for is the chance for flash flooding concerns alongside this heavy rainfall that looks to pull through. In terms of the rest of your Saturday, again, first warn in place for some isolated stronger thunderstorms with some gusty winds, but then as we go into late tonight into Sunday, that's the first bigger round of rain that will likely bring us at least priming the ground with a decent amount of rainfall that we will then build on top of late Sunday night into your Monday morning when that flooding concern does increase. Walking you through future track radar so you can see what this is looking like with the newest data. What you'll notice is that it's a couple different rounds, as I've mentioned, but both fall on the front and then the back end of your Sunday. So rest of your Saturday, first warn in place for the chance to find isolated thunderstorms, but in terms of rainfall and catching heavy rainfall, that will stay very isolated. We can see then going into your Saturday late night, but specifically Sunday morning, this larger system with even heavier rainfall, gusty winds will try and pull through, delivering us with a good 1 to 2 inches of rain, isolated spots likely even more. You can see that impacting all throughout your Sunday morning as trying to get up and going for any church or brunch plans. Going to be very messy out there, going to be dropping a lot of heavy rainfall, thunder, lightning, and again, gusty winds possible. That first round of rain and storms will stick with us until about lunchtime. Then we'll have a lull throughout your midday. Sunday evening, though, is when that greater chance for heavy rainfall and therefore flooding concerns arrives. We can see that looking a little different though than what we have on your Sunday morning in regards to what we have on your Monday morning. So we can see that this tries to pull in from the west and south, therefore doubling down on the amount of rainfall that we see between Sunday morning into Monday. So that's when we have this secondary round. Flooding concerns often compound, so meaning with that first round of rain that we get Sunday, that will then prime us for increased flooding concerns going through your Monday morning. That's as we're heading back to work. A lot of kids are heading back to school. This is something that we are going to be watching incredibly closely for you. As I've mentioned a couple times, biggest flooding concern arrives Sunday night. That's with that second bigger round of rainfall. But with both rounds, we could see some gusty winds and of course lightning and thunder as we are trying to settle down for bed. In terms of how much rain and when, first round looking to bring 1 to 2 inches, as I've mentioned, couple isolated spots, upwards of 2 inches possible, especially across northern Missouri. Then going into your Sunday night, this is what we're talking about with adding on that rain total, boosting them up to potentially 3 to 5 inches of rain in isolated spots on top of that more widespread 1 to 3 inches. So again, Sunday night into Monday morning, higher flooding concern. Both Sunday and Monday though are first warn weather days. Here's your flood risk Sunday night, and just to highlight in a way to visualize what we're talking about with this increased flood risk. We have that swath of red on the board that indicates a higher flooding risk. So within that red area, that will be the area that has the most likely chance to find flooding hazards, including flash flooding, which is something that we will be watching for around the clock on Sunday, but is more likely Sunday night into Monday morning. Here are some things that you need to do ahead of this flooding concern and hazard, but also in the moment as you go to bed tonight, but even more so Sunday night. Make sure your phone is charged with your notifications on loud so that you are able to receive crucial weather alerts even if you are sleeping. If you receive a weather alert that urges you to evacuate, or you need to evacuate in general, evacuate to higher ground when needed. That's how we get away from floodwaters, is moving to higher ground. Keep that in mind through the weekend and especially Sunday night into Monday. And do not drive through floodwaters. Even if it doesn't look very deep on the roadways, it can carry more water than you realize. So do not drive through floodwaters. Turn around. Don't drown. That's incredibly important for your Monday morning, as I know that's the morning commute. I know you're trying to get the kids to school, but do not drive through floodwaters to make that happen. Here's a couple scenarios for your Sunday evening and that flooding concern. Best case, we stick with the 1 to 2 inches of rainfall that we found Sunday morning. We're able to dry it out throughout the afternoon and then have fewer rounds of storms Sunday night. But worst case, that's when we start to pull into the chance to find 3 to 5 inches of rainfall with multiple heavy rounds of rain, as you can see there. Going over into your Security Bank 7-day forecast that is now updated to reflect the chance to find higher and increased flooding concerns Sunday night and on your Monday morning. That's where those first warn weather days come into effect. Again, still have a first warn for your Saturday too. We'll be monitoring this around the clock and of course bringing you the latest information and the newest data as soon as we receive it.